Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Kaylin, and today I have something a little different for you today. We're going to be doing a little beginner reformer workout. So some of you have mentioned and asked about reformer classes on here. So I thought I'd have fun and do one today, and would love to hear if you have a reformer and if you're looking for anything in particular as far as classes on this channel. So today we're going to keep it pretty simple. We're just going to go through a great beginner-friendly workout. We're going to go through a bunch of different positions on our back, on our knees, in all fours, and just have a great all-around full body beginner class. So I have a balanced body reformer. So I have colored springs, blue, red, green, and yellow. So I will call out my heavy springs, light springs, what combination I'm using, and you can go ahead and adjust based on what you have. So I'm going to keep my headrest up into a up position for this first part and come to lay down onto my back. And I have right now 3 heavy springs on. So for me, that's 2 red and a green being the heaviest, and then the reds are the next level down. And I want you to go ahead and bring your arms down by your sides and find that neutral spine position. Pelvis is nice and neutral as well. We'll do some pelvic rocking here first. So take a deep breath in. And then on your exhale, flatten your low back. Just tilt your pelvis ever so slightly onto the mat, onto your carriage as you pull that spine down. And then inhale back to neutral. And then exhale again, flatten, tuck, and lift. And then inhale to neutral. Exhale. Good. Inhale, neutral. 2 more. And inhale, lengthen. Last one. And inhale back to that neutral pelvis, neutral spine. So with the heels on the foot bar, I have my foot bar in the middle position. My legs are in that parallel stance. Arms are down by your sides, but that collarbone nice and wide. We're going to press into the heel, starting with footwork to straighten the legs, and then bend it back in using control, and then press it right back out. So knees, hips, ankles are in that same parallel alignment the whole time. Just starting to connect with our breath, inhaling to expand, exhale, bring it back in. Inhale out, exhale, resist those springs back in. Let's do 4, 3, last 2, and last one, extend, bring it all the way in. Now come up onto the ball, or come to the balls of the feet, still in that parallel stance. Heels stay slightly lifted, so you want to think of a little, like you have a small heel on, and so the heels stay lifted the whole time. We're going to go ahead and extend out. Good, bend back in. Pelvis again is in that neutral position, staying nice and heavy. Good, inhale, extend, exhale in. Inhale, exhale. Good, 4 more, 4, 3, last 2, and last one. Hold the legs long. We're going to lower the heels under the bar. Find that nice stretch in your Achilles and calves, and then exhale, lift it up. Good, lower it down and lift. Good, lower and lift. This is one of those stretches that when everyone does it the first time, they say, oh my goodness, I can't get this good of a stretch anywhere else in this part of my body, and it does feel so good. Lower and lift. Now do a single heel. So we're going to bend your right knee, drop your left heel under, and then we switch. Good, and switch. Good, switch. 1 more each side. Last one. Good, lift both heels, bend your knees, come all the way in. We're going to do our Pilates V, our small external rotation. So heels stay together, balls of your feet still on the bar. Knees are slightly wider, so they're externally rotated just a little bit. Keep those heels glued together and lifted. We extend the legs out, bend the knees, bring it back in. So with this external rotation, you don't want to just let the legs go out as far as they can. I want you to think of still keeping some connection magnetically in the inner thigh. So not only are you rotating open at the hips with those external rotators, but you still want to feel connection into those inner thighs as well. And we're going to go a little bit wider here in just a moment. Let's do 4 more. 3. Last 2. And last 1, and bring it all the way in. All right, now the heels are going to come wide onto your bar. Heels are wide, toes, knees, hips turned out. And now we're in a wider external rotation. We're going to keep this position still not going as far as we possibly could, but still keeping that connection into the inner thighs. We extend and bend. Good. Press and in. So this footwork is just a really nice way to connect breath with movement, find that alignment in the body, not only neutral spine and pelvis, but that leg alignment, the hips, knees, and the ankles, like I've been mentioning. Great way to just start out your session, warm up the body, start to get everything moving and connected. 2 more. And last 1. And bring it all the way in. All right, now we're going to keep the same spring tension. We're going to lower the headrest all the way down because we're going to get into some bridging next. So scoot yourself maybe just a little bit away from your shoulder blocks. And we're going to press our arches down into the bar now. Legs are still in that neutral, or excuse me, parallel alignment here. Arms pressing into the carriage. Take a deep breath in here. On the exhale, we want to press down into the feet as we start to roll the spine up into bridge. Now the goal here is to keep the carriage really steady and still the whole time and not press back or away. And then roll it back down bone by bone. 1 vertebrae at a time until that pelvis releases. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale, press down into the feet. Imagine you're trying to pull that foot bar towards your glutes as you lift up. Inhale at the top. Keep those legs in parallel. Lengthen through those knees. Lower it all the way down. Bone by bone. And release. Good. Let's do 2 more just like that. Roll up. You should really feel those hamstrings here, those glutes. Good. And then lower. And release. We've got 1 more. Exhale, widen through that collarbone. Peel up, lift, lengthen, pull back with those hamstrings, those feet, and then lower it all the way down. And we release. Beautiful. Go ahead and bring the knees into the chest, rock side to side. All right, go ahead and sit yourself up so you can switch your springs. So I'm going to put on a 1 heavy spring, so I have a red spring, and then 1 lighter spring. You could do a red or a yellow. I'm sorry, a blue or a yellow. I'm going to do a yellow. So I have 1 red and 1 yellow spring on. All right, and from here, you're going to grab your short loops in your hands. We're going to do some supine arm work here. Supine just means on your back. And we're going to go ahead and take those legs up to tabletop. And we find here, as we bring the hands over the shoulders, we already start to come or find a connection into the core, into the abdominals. Keep that neutral spine position, and then just start to lower and lift the arms here. So everything else is stabilizing while the arms move in the shoulder sockets. And you might want to bring your headrest up. I should have mentioned that before. I'm going to bring mine up a little bit, and we lift and lower. Good, so bringing the headrest up just brings your head and your neck into better alignment with the rest of your body so that you don't feel like you're straining to move the arms or that your upper back or upper body is in a poor position. So it just gets that body into better alignment. All right, now we're going to start to add the ab curl. So as the arms come down by your sides, you lift Head, neck, and chest up. Reach the arms long. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift, reach. Inhale, lower. Exhale. Inhale, lower. 3 more. Lifting right from that rib cage. Head, neck, and chest just move up because that upper body's lifting at the ribs. Last one. Lift, reach, and lower all the way down. Bring the feet down for a moment. Go ahead and windshield wiper those knees side to side. All right, we're going to find that same leg position here. Legs back to tabletop. Arms are going to come up to a T position now. Drop the ribs down. We're going to open and close the arms like we're flapping our wings, finding a little extra pressure into the outside of the hand. Not so much that you're turning the palm up towards the ceiling, but at least that you're keeping that external rotation in the shoulder. Knees are staying right over the hips. Shins are staying parallel with the floor. Good. 3 more. Last 2. And last one. Good. And now we're going to add that ab curl here. So we exhale, arms sweep by your sides, lift, reach, lengthen. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. You can always keep that head down if doing that head lift, that ab curl is too much. Let's do 2 more. And lower. Last one. And lower. Good. Bring the feet down. Go ahead and windshield wiper those knees again here, side to side. All right, legs are going to come back to that tabletop position. And we're going to find arm circles. This time the head's going to stay down. We're going to reach the arms long by your sides and then turn the arms open as they sweep open, parallel with the floor, back to center. Good. Come down. Good. Open and back to center. So just getting a really nice rotation of the arm in the shoulder socket. Good. Reach down, lengthen, open, back to center. 1 more. Reach, open, back up. Now go ahead and reverse it. Good. Back center and lift. So the whole time there's tension in those springs. We're never letting the carriage hit the bumper, so we can keep that connection into the body the whole time. Let's do 2 more. Good. Last one. Down and lift. Very nice. Bring your feet down. Go ahead and hang up your straps for a moment. And then go ahead and swing your legs off to the side to bring yourself back up. And now we're going to switch our springs again for feet and straps. So I'm going to put 2 red springs on. For me, that is 2 heavy springs. And then you're going to roll yourself back down. And this time, press 1 foot into your foot bar. And then go ahead and grab that strap, that long loop, and place it on the bottom of the foot. And we'll switch to the other side. I've got a double loop here. And what that does is it lets me put the small loop behind my ankle and just gives a little bit extra stability here when I move the legs. All right, so we're going to keep the legs straight. Now, I tend to hyperextend my knees, so I'm going to keep them slightly bent. Although to you, they'll look mostly straight. All right, pelvis and spine stay in this neutral position. With the legs in parallel, we want to just start to lift and lower without lifting that pelvis, without moving the shape, without moving the shape of the spine. So we want to keep everything in that nice long position, sitting bones widening as the legs lift. You'll find this nice stretch through the hamstrings. Then you reach into those straps and lengthen away. Good. Lift and stretch. Good. And reach. Sometimes it helps to put your hands right on the pelvis, and that'll help you feel if you're shifting that pelvis at all as you're moving the legs. Important not to shift the ribs or the spine too, because then you'll be using that lower back too much. Good, let's do 2 more. Lift and reach. Last one. Good, and reach, extend. All right, so now Pilates V stance. So we're gonna bring heels together, toes apart. Hold that position, that little external rotation as you lift and lower the legs. So in Pilates, we like to get the legs moving in different ways in the hip socket. So not just that parallel position, but really getting that rotation, keeping the hips in the hip socket, the legs in the hip sockets just really healthy so we can have nice, healthy, mobile hips. Good, again, pelvis is staying neutral. If you've ever done feet in straps before, this is often one of people's favorites in class. It just feels really, really nice. Great way to stretch the legs, the hips. Let's do one more. Lift and reach away. Now this time, keep the legs reaching away at a diagonal. We're gonna do our frog legs. We're gonna bend the knees out to the sides, heels stay glued together. Flex through the ankles, pull the heels in towards you, and then keep those heels connected, reach away. So we're keeping that external external rotation the whole time with the heels connected. Reach, long, extend. Good. And reach. Exhale, press away, lengthen. 3 more, 3. Last 2. And last 1. Reach, long, extend, and hold. All right, come back to that parallel leg position. This is gonna move us into leg circles. We're gonna bring the legs back up towards the ceiling while keeping the pelvis grounded. Start to open the legs, maybe a little bit wider than reformer distance, and then start to reach them long and away and then back together. Now, as you're doing that, opening, you're externally rotating, and now we're getting that nice rotation of the legs in the hip sockets. Good, back up in parallel, and we open, externally rotate, reach away, back together. Let's do 2 more times this direction. Last one. Good, open, extend, reach, and lift. Now we're gonna pause here and reverse it. So legs come down together. Good, make sure you don't lower so far that the back starts to arch. Open the legs and bring it back together. Good, reach long and away. Good, open and back to center. Good, 3 more. Last 2. Last one, reach, open, and bring it back to center. All right, we're gonna finish with a stag stretch here. And so we're gonna bend that right knee, bend your left knee. Right leg is gonna reach out to the side. So you have your pressure even in both straps here. You're just getting a little bit of a different stretch in each leg. And now straighten both legs, bring the heels together, and then switch. So right knee will bend, left leg comes out to the side. We also call this our Peter Pan stretch. Let's do 1 more each side. Straighten both legs, bend left knee, straighten right. Good, back together. 1 more other side. Good, back together. And then lift the legs up, flex through your ankles, grab onto your straps above your shoulders, and then pull the elbows down by your sides as you reach the heels up towards the ceiling. And that's just gonna give you a little extra hamstring stretch. All right, go ahead and bend the knees. We're gonna take out 1 strap at a time. Take my right foot out first, reach for that foot bar. Take my other foot out next. Bend the knees, bring it back in, and hang up the straps. All right, go ahead and swing your legs off to the side to come up to seated. We are gonna take a quick break here. We have more to do. We're gonna be switching positions, so make sure to meet us right back here in just a second. All right, so now go ahead and just put on 1 heavy spring, so I'll have 1 red. We're gonna put the headrest down, and you're gonna turn to face the other side with your feet on the headrest and your knees are going to be slightly bent here. So you want to be sitting up nice and tall and go ahead and grab onto those short loops with your hands. You might have different set of loops. We happen to have both loops on the same hook. If you have shorter loops, you'll go ahead and change them into those shorter ones now. All right, so go ahead and roll the shoulders back and down. You're gonna go ahead and find that chest expansion as you start to press those straight arms back. Good, squeeze those shoulders without popping those ribs and then bring the arms forward. So we press back and squeeze and back forward. So alignment is right over that pelvis. Trying to stay lifted nice and tall out of that lower back. Crown of the head reaching towards the ceiling. Let's do 3 more. 3. And last 2. Last 1. Press and forward. All right, go ahead and have your arms nice and straight now out in front of you. You might want to scoot yourself a little more farther away from the end of your carriage. We're going to take an inhale here. We're going to find a roll down. Exhale, you want to tuck that tailbone under, scoop the belly. Find that round spine. You're just going to come down to that lower back. It's going to touch the reformer. Exhale, we're going to round all the way back up to that seated position and lift. And again, exhale, tuck that tailbone under, scoop that belly. Find that C curve in your spine. Inhale, touch down, lower back. Exhale, round and lift. Good, keep those feet nice and grounded. Really press those heels into your headrest. Good, exhale. Peel up and lift. Last one, exhale, roll back. And roll it back up. And inhale, lift. All right, this time I want you to turn your palms to face up towards the ceiling. I want you to roll back, not all the way, about halfway. And keep your elbows in line with your shoulders. We're going to do bicep curls. Hold yourself into the C curve. Bend your elbows. And then straighten. Good, bend and straighten. So not only you have to engage your core to keep yourself in this position, you've got to use those arms, those biceps, to bend those elbows in. Let's do 4 more. Keep those shoulders down. 3. Last 2. And last one. Good, straighten the arms, hold them straight, and then roll it all the way up to seated. All right, we're gonna go ahead and hang up the straps. We're gonna swing ourselves around. I'm gonna put on a heavier spring, so 1 green spring, and I'm gonna take my red off. So that's the heaviest spring that I have. We're gonna do what's called a knee stretch, single leg knee stretch. So I'm gonna take my right foot to the floor, left foot is gonna come towards or come onto the shoulder block. My shoulders are down and my spine is long in that neutral position. Sitting bones are wide. Now I'm going to press my left leg back as I extend it, straightening that leg, engaging my glute hamstring, and then bending it to bring it back in. So this whole time I'm not moving my upper body at all. Nothing else is moving besides that left leg as I extend and bend. So you're still using your core because you want to keep that core lifted towards the back body so that you're not arching the back. You want to find that nice long spine, but it still requires that core engagement. Let's do 4 more. 4, 3, good, extend, squeeze, 2, and last one, press and bring it back. All right, we're gonna go ahead and switch it right to the other side. You can walk around or scoot right over. Left leg is gonna come to the mat right next to your right. We're gonna lift that right knee off the carriage, shoulders down, spine is long, and then we extend that leg back and bring it back in. Good, extend and bend. Good, extend and bend. Core is lifted and engaged. Spine's long, sitting bones wide. Good, 3 more. 3, 2, and last one, reach, and then bend, bring it all the way in. All right, we're gonna reach down. I'm gonna put on a light spring. So I've got a blue spring, not quite my lightest. So I'm gonna take off my green. So just one blue spring on. And you come to a kneeling position, toes tucked under. I'm gonna grab my loops behind me here. So we're gonna grab those short loops in the hands. And once I've got that, I'm gonna go ahead and come up onto my knees. All right, so knees right under the hips. I want you to squeeze your glutes forward so that your hips are nice and open. Elbows are by your sides. So make sure not to pop your ribs, keep that core engaged. We're gonna do serve a tray first. So with the shoulders down, collarbone wide, stays like that as the arms reach forward and then bend the elbows back in. Good, reach, long, extend, and bend. So stabilizing with that lower body, using that upper body to find strength and control and stability. Reach, good, and bend. So what's a common mistake here is really shortening through that collarbone. So keep widening the collarbone, keep sending the shoulders down and back, palms facing up towards the ceiling. Let's do one more. Good, reach forward. Good, and bring it back. All right, so now from here, I want you to send your arms straight down, shoulders down and back. Again, glutes engaged. We send the arms straight forward. So this is a reverse chest expansion, and then bring it back. Let's do that again. Arms straight into shoulder height, and then bring it back. Good. Reach. So when you're on your knees here versus being seated on a box, lots of core stability. So if this one is too hard, you can always sit on your box to do this as well. Good, let's do one more. Good, sweep the arms forward and then lower it all the way down. All right, now from here, go ahead and sit down. We're going to hang up our straps. Come off to the side and we're gonna adjust our foot bar. So we're gonna lay it all the way down. We're gonna put one red spring on, take our blue spring off. And then we're gonna grab our box here. So hopefully you have a long box as well. If you don't, you can always do this on your hands, holding your hands onto the bar, or even onto this part here at the very end. Otherwise, if you have to box, you're gonna go and grab it and then come onto your forearms on your box. So here we're gonna get a little bit of kneeling plank, having a little fun here with a moving plank. So you've got your feet on, shoulders are right over those elbows, your core is in nice and strong. Now, keeping your upper body where it is, we're gonna start to move the lower body first. So we're gonna go ahead and send the legs back into a kneeling plank position, and then we're gonna exhale, bring it back under, widening the sitting bones. So inhale, lengthen back to a kneeling plank. Exhale, bring it back in. Good, inhale, send it away. And exhale, back in. Just two more, inhale. Exhale. Last one, this time hold it out into that kneeling plank position. Keep that core nice and strong. Start to send it away with that upper body. And then bring it back forward, shoulders over elbows. Good, inhale, send it back. Exhale, bring it forward. Two more, don't let that back or that spine shift. Good, exhale, forward. Last one, inhale back. Exhale forward, and then go ahead and bring those hips under you. Very nice. All right, go ahead and come off to the side, and we're gonna take the box, and we're gonna turn it the long way. And we're gonna bring our bar back up to find some nice opening in the front of the body for some swan. So I want you to come, we still have that red spring on. I want you to come onto your belly with your chest right at that front edge of your box there and your hands are wide onto that foot bar. Legs are reaching, belly's pulling in and up, and shoulders are sliding down. Your gaze is looking down towards the floor. That whole back line of your body is connected. We're going to extend those arms without bringing those shoulders up by the ears. Now keep the arms straight. We're moving into Swan, a nice upper body extension. We're going to lift that upper body up. Lengthen, lengthen here. Shoulders down, core is lifting, and then we send it back and away. And then we bend the elbows to bring it back in. Let's do that again. Send it away, lengthen. Good, pull the belly in, shoulders slide down, heart lifts, spine lifts. And then we reach it away, bend the elbows, bring it in. And again, extend. Good, shoulders down, heart lifts. That leads the spine up and forward. Lengthen back, bend the elbows in. Last one, reach, extend. Good, slide the shoulders down, lift, 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 heart, lengthen. It feels so good, this extension, this opening of that front body. Bend the elbows and bring it in. Very nice. All right, go ahead and scoot yourself off of there. We're gonna go ahead and take the box off and bring it off back to the side. We've got a wonderful mermaid stretch to do next. So we're gonna face the side here. We're gonna come into what we call a Z-sit position on our reformer. I'm gonna put a green spring on. Anywhere between a green and a red spring would be good. Make sure your sitting bones are nice and grounded into the carriage. Take your hand to that foot bar. Other arm is gonna reach up towards the ceiling. As you press away, pull that shoulder blade down the back. Reach up and over. Keep this outside hip grounded and lengthen that side body, and then lift up, windmill those arms other side and reach. Good, and again, lift through center. Good, up, open, press away as you lengthen. Keep shoulders and chest squared off, facing this way. So if you find that you're kind of rounding and collapsing as you come over, really try to pull the shoulders open and maybe even twist your upper body up towards the ceiling just a little bit. Good, back up to center and over. Let's do one more, open. Good, heel of the hand on, lengthen. Oh, mermaid feels so good, it's one of my favorites. Good, hold here for a moment. I want you to turn the spine, shoulders facing the floor, press the heels of the hands into the bar and reach it away. A really nice yummy rotation, a really great lower back stretch. Take one more breath here and then bring that hand back to center, open back up to the side and then lift, counter stretch. We're gonna go ahead and do that on the other side. So you can swing your legs around or get up and walk to the other side. And then opposite hand comes on, reach that other arm up towards the ceiling, press it away, lengthen up and over. And then lift up through center, windmill those arms and bring it over. And again, growing tall, make sure to grow tall out of the waistline before you bring it over. Opposite sitting bone grounded. Good, lift through center, reach, and over. So something to think about is always keeping those shoulder blades connected onto the back body. That'll help keep the chest open, collarbone wide. Good, let's do two more. Good, reach, over and lift. And last one. Good, bring it up and over, hold it here. Rotate the spine, this time that back hip can come off. Separate the arms, square the shoulders off, and then press yourself away. That's where we get a really great rotation. One more breath here. Bring that right hand back into the center, drop that back hip, open up to the side, and then bring it all the way up. counter stretch, and then bring it up and lift. All right. I finished with a really yummy side stretch. One of my favorite ways to finish is either with Mermaid or a lunge stretch. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that last one, and hopefully you enjoyed the rest of the workout as well. So would love to hear if you have a reformer at home. So please go ahead and leave a comment below. And if you do, what type of workouts you would be interested in seeing. And maybe this was just fun for you to watch if you've never seen a Pilates reformer before, some of the exercises that we do. So if you enjoyed this, I'm gonna go ahead and link to a couple workouts here. I'm gonna link to one that I think would be a great video for you to watch, and then down here is my most recent video before this one. So go ahead and check those out. I also have some great ones on the mat that I use with a band that really mimic a lot of the exercises that we do on the reformer that adds that extra resistance. So hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know what you thought, and I look forward to seeing you back here next time.